morning everyone. So today I'm going to do a video on how I prep my standard poodle ready for the show ring. Last year she actually qualified for Crufts and I showed her at Crufts. She didn't place, unfortunately. It was an absolutely massive class, but she did so well. I was so proud of her. So I'm going to show you the steps of how I prep her ready for a show. So the first thing first is we're out. Peaches! This is Peaches and she is my show girl. She is 18 months old and she is beautiful. You can see she's a bit scruffy at the moment with all those bands, Peaches. But I'm going to sort that out. Let's go, Peaches. So now she's all worn out, I'm going to take all of her bands out and put some deep conditioning treatment in her hair before I bath her. Today I'm going to use this DezynaDog Vivid Repair. This is really, really good because it's a deep conditioner for the coat. So I put it on before the bath and I actually leave it in her hair for half an hour. And then when I bath her, it leaves her hair super soft. And it just really helps with any of this breakage. You'll notice a lot of show poodles have some breakage at the front here. So it just helps to repair that. I normally have banding scissors to cut her bands out, but unfortunately I left mine at home. So I'm just going to use these small curved scissors to take the bands out. Now when you take them out with scissors, you have to be really careful not to cut the hair. So I'm just going to slide the blade under and do that. Right, so now I have taken all her bands out. You can see that she's got very wild hair at the moment. I'm now going to just grab some of my Vivid Repair and rub it all in and brush it through and just leave that on for half an hour, and that's going to really help with that breakage and help her coat. And as you can see, she really likes a head massage. Good girl. So there we are, she has her deep coat conditioner on. As you can see, it makes her coat look a bit greasy, but that's going to sit on for about half an hour now, and then we'll get her in the bath. So now we are going to bath Peaches. I'm going to use the iGroom shampoo today and the iGroom conditioner. So this is absolutely amazing. It's got charcoal and keratin in, so it really helps detoxify and nourish the coat, and it's also paraben free as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 shampoos on her in this, and then I'm actually going to use the conditioner as well, just because I find that really helps with her coat and helps nourish all of those broken ends. So I'm going to bath her now, and then I will come back to you when I'm drying her. Right, so now we've bathed her. I have rough blasted her in the bath. So as you can see, I've blasted her a little bit just to remove the excess water from her. I'm now going to use the double K blaster and a slicker brush to fluff dry her. So with a show standard poodle, they have to be very, very straight. So you need to make sure you are on point with your fluff drying and when you're drying. With this coat, it's really easy to cause whip knots, so you don't want to be having like a silent disco with the dryer nozzle. You don't want to be doing this movement because you're just going to cause whip knot and you're going to mat the coat up so badly. So it's all about slow and controlled movements. You can actually remove a lot of knots from other dogs as well, not just poodles, by using this technique. So you're kind of working the air into the knots and using slow and controlled motion to fluff dry it. Now when the coat gets to about 90% dry, I'm then going to switch to one of the double K stand dryers, and I'm then going to fluff dry her. But I do most of the work with the blaster, making sure that I use it to really straighten the roots. I'm also going to spray her with some Nature's Specialty brushing spray, just to line the coat and protect it against the brush. And it relieves her really nice. It stops it from going static for scissoring. So I'm going to go and dry her now. I've got my ear defenders at the ready. And remember, no silent discos, slow and controlled. Finished blasting, we are now going to move on to fluff drying. So I'm just going to dust over her coat again with the Nature's Specialty brushing spray. Again, it just really helps protect the coat from you brushing and breaking it. I'm also going to use my slicker brush. Now it's really important when you are fluff drying to remember to fluff up. With poodles, you want their coat standing up on point so that you can scissor it nice and easily. Hey, what are you looking at? You can see I've changed her hair bubbles. Now she's supporting her 80s rock star look going on. She gets very tired, so I let her lay down a lot of it. And show poodles are very, very used to this, so it is a lot for them. And what I'm doing today is actually only part of my prep for a competition. So So when I actually show her is next Sunday at a local show to me, and I am showing her for the Standard Poodle Club. So the prep actually starts a week before. So today you've seen me bath and dry her. I've used conditioner. I'm going to fluff dry her, and I'm also going to what I call is bulk groom her. So I do this on a lot of dogs. I bulk over them with scissors. So I take off the bulk of their coat. Anything that's going to cause me a lot of extra work, I'll just take that off and put the shapes in. Now this is all about shape and angulation. So I am looking to get her into puppy pants shape. If you don't know how to do puppy pants, I strongly would not recommend just trying it yourself. You need to get yourself to a specialist, a poodle specialist, to teach you how to do it. I've had to go to seminars and I'm still not perfect. I still don't know things about it, and I do still need to improve. So there's always room to improve, but it is a very hard trim. It's done just with scissors. And it is the traditional style that they are shown in, as well as continental. Continental is where they have the poms on the bum, and puppy pants is for the younger ones. So with the continental trim, you don't want to put them in that too young because they have quite bandy legs. They look a bit skinny and it just doesn't sit quite right. So they have to be quite mature to have the continental trim, so they have good muscle definition there. So this one, because she's young, she's still in puppy pants, it's where they have the shorter bum, not shaved, just scissored. And then they have the big mane up here, nice tube legs, and just a nice angulation around the bum as well. So again, if you are thinking of doing this, then I would strongly go and see a specialist to teach you how to do it properly, because it's quite hard once you've taken this coat down to regrow it. This is 18 months worth of hair here that I have never ever trimmed. So on the top, obviously I've trimmed everywhere else. So it is definitely a hard coat to maintain. She also has to have 2 weekly bath and dries professionally, and I have to reband her hair every 2 to 3 days, and that takes me about 45 minutes to an hour sometimes. So it is a coat that is definitely a lifestyle choice. Better than my hair, as you can see. I mean, there's me putting all these lovely products in her hair, and my hair is frizzy and broken. I hope my hairdresser is not watching this video. So my dog honestly has better products and better hair than me, actually, which everyone does say all the time. So anyway, back to her trim. The trims that we show poodles in actually have a bit of a bad stick about them. So I always get comments like, why do they need all that hair? It's such a silly trim for them to be in. And actually there is a reason behind the poodle's trim. It's because they are working dogs. They are bred to jump into water and retrieve pheasants and game and lots of things for farmers. That is their purpose. That's what they're bred to do, which is why if they catch scent of a squirrel, it's quite hard to train them to come back because they just want to get it. And that is their job. So the idea of the haircut, the continental haircut especially, was to protect the vital organs when the dogs were jumping into the cold and icy water, or if it was just cold. So they would have the poms on their ankles here. They'd also have them on their hip joints to protect their hips. And then this bit round here would be to protect all of their vital organs, so their heart, their lungs, their liver, all of that. And then the bits that are shaved are for ease, so the face, so that they can see nice and easily. The legs, the bits that they don't need, it's to stop that coat getting heavy when they jump in that water, so they remove everything they don't need, and that's where the poms come from, is just to protect the joints and the vital organs. Nowadays it's very, very accentuated for aesthetic reasons, but the traditional trim is a shorter version of what we have today as the continental trim and the puppy pants. So as much as I get all these comments, there is a story behind the trim. So as I was saying, back to today. So today I'm going to bulk her, put her into shape, and shave her feet and face. So we're a week before the competition. So that gives it time to grow out a little bit, because it gives it a bit more of an even coverage. You don't really want them freshly shaved and freshly groomed as such, like this. So it gives her a week to grow into her shape a little bit. And then what I'll do the day before the competition, I will be bringing her back here and actually bathing her again. And on that one, I won't use conditioner because I don't want it to weigh the hair down. So today I've used conditioner and products to protect the hair, to line it, to coat it and keep it nice. Next week I won't use conditioner because I want it to be all springy and a bit more of a harsher texture. So next week I'll do that, and then when I'm at the show, I'm actually going to dust over her. So I will use more of my finishing scissors to dust over her coat, make her perfect, and spray her up. So when I get to that next week, I will take you to the show with me, and I will show you some of our clips of us running around the ring. And this little girl at her best, she's fallen asleep at the moment. Wakey, wakey, hi. It is quite a lot for them. As you can tell though, she's very used to it. So when I band her, she just goes to sleep. When I dry her, she goes to sleep. So she's very chilled out. I give her breaks in between. And that's why I like breaking it up like this and why I'm doing the main bit of the groom today. And then in a week, I'll do the rest of the groom. Because there's no point me spending all that time perfecting her this week when I'm going to have to go over it next week. And vice versa, there's no point leaving all of this coat and then me having a really big job the day before the show, because that just causes unnecessary stress. So I don't want to be doing her full groom just the day before a show, because I'm going to be packing up ready to go. So I'm going to fluff dry her now. Remember, brush it up and use some spray, use some products on this one, just to protect that coat. And I will be back soon for the groom. So now we're going to start hand scissoring. So I'm going to use my Luminosa 8-inch straights here, just to put in her top line. What I do with this type of groom is I put in all of the shapes, so I'll do her top line, her bum, round by her throat, and then I blend it all in together. Because it's much easier with this type of groom to block in your shapes and then blend it together, rather than just starting one place and then having to match it up. Good girl. Always have your comb handy, because that's really important to make sure you haven't missed any of the bits. We're just doing her feet and her tail now. So what I'm doing at the moment is bulking in the groom. So I'm just putting in the shapes ready for next week. So I'm just going to take the bulk of her hair off. Maverick! Sorry, that's my dog growling on the floor at a puppy trying to jump on him. So I'm just going to block in the shape so that I'm ready just to dust over her next week. And I have done doing her first groom in preparation for her show prep. So that is good. I'm going to give her a break now because she's super tired. I'm going to band her at home later, just because she's actually better at home, because she just rests on my knee on the sofa, nice and chilled. So I'm going to do her bands later, which I will record and show in this video. But for now, I've just bulked out her shape. I'm going to use some shine spray on her, Christensen shine spray. So I'll just show you today. Peachy Papa, are you tired? Are you tired? So you can see I've just started putting the shape in. It's nowhere near perfect. I will dust over it next week, but she's got some nice angulation. We've done her tuck up, and she's got a couple of bands in there just to keep her hair out of her eyes until we get home. And then we're going to band it up properly. Good girl, Peaches. And she is all done. So we have done her bands this evening. So she's all banded up. I've used the Christensen slicker brush, and I've used some bands and the Shine for Sure by Chris Christensen as well, and also his comb. And then I've used a banding comb as well. And this is why I find it easier to do at home, because she is super chilled out. Look at her belly, Peaches. You're done. You're done. Good girl.